Holiday betrayal. How I exposed my toxic family and found my freedom. So, it all started about a week before Christmas. I, Sarah, 24F, was really looking forward to spending the holiday with my family. Something we've always done. Yeah, there's always been some tension, but nothing that would make me think they just completely exclude me. Then the day before Christmas Eve, I got a text from my mom. "Hey honey, sorry, but we're going to have to cancel dinner tomorrow, due to some last-minute changes. We'll do it next year, okay?" I was disappointed, of course. We've been doing Christmas dinners for years, and while things weren't perfect, it was family. But fine, okay, it happens. I didn't think too much of it. Until the next day. I had to run some errands, so I wasn't home much. When I got back, my phone was blowing up with notifications. Turns out one of my older relatives, let's call her Aunt Carol, had posted a ton of photos from the family dinner on Facebook. What's the problem with that, you ask? Well, Aunt Carol doesn't quite understand how social media works, and posted the pictures publicly. That meant everyone, including me, could see them. And the worst part, they were all having the best Christmas dinner, laughing, toasting, exchanging gifts. Everything I would have been a part of if my mom hadn't conveniently canceled the dinner for me. I sat there staring at the photos, my heart sinking. "Best Christmas ever," one caption read, with smiling faces and kids playing in the background. The whole family was gathered around the table, except for me. I snapped. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through the images. There were my cousins, my aunts, uncles, even my mom, all enjoying the meal. They lied. My phone buzzed with a message from my mom, as if she didn't already know I'd seen it. "Hey honey. Sorry about Christmas. We'll do something next year, I promise. Love you." I couldn't believe it. I was furious. No, more than furious. Angry doesn't even cover it. They had excluded me on purpose. This was planned. I knew it. It wasn't a last-minute change. It was a deliberate decision. My mom had probably convinced the rest of them not to invite me. And I bet they didn't even feel guilty about it. Hell, it was probably her idea from the start. As I stewed over this, I got another message, this time from my mom. She said she wanted to talk and called me right after. I didn't even want to answer, but I did. "Hey honey, how are you? I know you must be upset, but it's really for the best, trust me," she said. Sounding all sweet, like she hadn't just ruined my Christmas. I could feel my blood boiling. I had to hold back from just screaming into the phone. Instead I said, "Oh really? For the best? You cancel dinner on me, and then have the audacity to post those pictures online like nothing happened? You think I'm just supposed to sit here and be okay with it?" She didn't seem to take me seriously at all. "Sweetie, I just thought it would be easier this way. You've been so busy with work, and I didn't want to stress you out. You know how things get. We'll make it up next year." That was the last straw. I've always been the one who tries to keep the peace, who bends over backward for my family, but not anymore. They mess with they still think I'm just sitting around sulking. They have no idea what's coming. I spent the next couple of days just stewing in anger. Every time I thought about how they treated me, it made my blood boil. I couldn't believe they'd all just go along with it like it was nothing. What kind of family does that to someone? But then it hit me. This wasn't just about Christmas dinner anymore. This was about me taking back control. They thought they could push me aside, leave me out, and I'd just take it? Well, not anymore. I started plotting. The first thing I did was unfollow every single one of them on social media. I didn't want to see their smug holiday posts anymore. But I needed a way to turn this around. So, I went back to Aunt Carol's public Facebook album. Yeah, the one she had no clue was public. And started screenshotting everything. Every photo, every caption, every smiling face. All posted to the world for anyone to see. Then I made a plan. I knew that if I wanted to really get under their skin, I'd have to make this public too. So I started working on a post of my own. But this wasn't just about embarrassing them. It was about showing them that I was done being their doormat. I wasn't going to play the victim, not anymore. Instead, I was going to let everyone see exactly what kind of people they were. I crafted the perfect post. A little witty, a little sarcastic, and just the right amount of bitterness. Here's what I wrote. "Hey everyone. So, Christmas was apparently canceled at my house this year, or so I was told. Winking face, but it seems like my family had a totally different idea of what canceled means. Check out all the photos from their last-minute changes Christmas dinner, because apparently I'm just not invited anymore. Woman shrugging, best Christmas ever, right? Face with rolling eyes, looks like they saved all the food, presents, and good times for everyone else. Just thought I'd let you all in on the holiday fun I missed out on this year. Merry Christmas to me, I guess. Christmas tree hashtag family drama hashtag left out. I made sure to tag every single one of them, and I didn't just post it on Facebook. No, I wanted to make sure they saw it everywhere, so I shared it to Instagram too, and tagged them there as well. I knew this would send shockwaves through the family, especially since my mom's whole thing was pretending everything was perfect for everyone else. I didn't expect them to call right away, but sure enough, within minutes my phone was buzzing. It was my mom. I didn't pick up. I knew if I did, I'd lose control, so I let it ring. Then came a message from my cousin Rachel, who was apparently concerned about how I was feeling. What's going on? Why are you doing this? It's just Christmas. We didn't mean to hurt you. I couldn't help but laugh. They were all acting like I was the one who was overreacting. I started typing a reply but then deleted it. No, I wasn't going to waste my energy explaining myself to them. This was their problem now. Then came a text from my mom again. She was starting to panic. I don't know what you're trying to do, but this isn't the way to fix things. We're family. Please, let's talk. I had to admit, the sheer nerve of her was impressive. After everything they did. Now she was trying to turn the tables and play the victim. Unbelievable. I waited a few hours before responding. I didn't want to seem too eager. I had to keep the pressure on. And when I finally replied, I kept it simple. It's funny because I thought I was family too. But I guess that doesn't count for anything anymore. Then I just left it at that. The ball was in their court and I wasn't going to make the first move this time. The messages kept coming, my mom, Rachel, even my aunt, but I didn't respond. I just let them stew. The next day, the family group chat lit up. My mom was angry. She wanted to know why I'd aired our dirty laundry on social media. I knew this was the moment where things would either go up in flames or I'd have them right where I wanted them. The texts were flying fast, but I stayed calm. What is wrong with you? You're causing drama and making this worse for everyone. My mom asked. I just couldn't help it. I was done with them pretending to be perfect. I was done letting them walk all over me. I responded. Drama? No, Mom. What's wrong is the way you've treated me for years. Don't try to spin this and make it my fault. You canceled Christmas on me. And now you want to act like I'm the one who ruined everything? Maybe it's time you take a hard look at what you've done. And with that I hit send. The moment I hit send, I could feel the weight of what I'd just done. It wasn't just a text, it was a declaration, a challenge. And I knew that they'd be coming at me hard after this. I wasn't scared though. No. I was feeling more alive than I had in months. The group chat exploded right away. This is what you wanted, huh? To ruin our family over a dinner? You think this will make things better? My mom texted. You've gone too far. This isn't the way to handle things. Your mom worked hard to make Christmas special, and you're just making a mess of it. Uncle Mark texted. And there it was. The classic it's all your fault defense. Every time they messed up, they found a way to blame me for their actions. I wasn't falling for it anymore. I knew they were trying to guilt trip me into backing down. But I wasn't budging. But then my mom's text came through again. This time it was different. It wasn't angry. It was apologetic. Please, let's just talk. We can't keep doing this. You're my daughter. I love you, but you're pushing us all away. I stared at the screen, holding my breath for a moment. I knew she was trying to soften me up, trying to make me feel guilty. But I had no intention of letting her off the hook that easily. Not after everything they'd done. I typed out a message. But this time I took my time. I wasn't just going to snap back. I was going to make them sweat. You know, it's funny you say that, because I thought family was supposed to be there for each other. But apparently I was wrong. Maybe I am pushing you away, but you're right, this isn't just about Christmas. It's about the way you've treated me for years, the way you've always put me second. I'm done being a part of that. I could almost feel the tension building as I read over my message. I wasn't sure if they'd try to keep guilt-tripping me, or if they'd just give up, but I was done. A few minutes later the phone rang. I didn't answer. I wasn't ready to talk yet. Then came a voice message. It was from my mom. I don't know what's going on with you, but this isn't you. Please call me back. Let's sort this out. We're family, remember? The voice message was so soft, almost pleading. It almost made me feel bad. But then I remembered all the years of feeling left out. All the times they'd done this to me, and I realized something. I wasn't the one who needed to make it right. I didn't respond. Instead, I sat back and watched the messages pile up, my phone buzzing with each one. They were all scrambling now, trying to salvage what was left of their perfect little holiday. A couple of hours later, I got a notification from Facebook. My mom had posted a long dramatic status. It read, "It's been a tough year. And I know things aren't perfect, but we need to come together as a family. I love you. Please let's talk. This isn't the way to handle things." There it was again, the guilt, the attempt to twist the narrative. She was trying to paint herself as the victim, trying to make everyone think I was being unreasonable. But she didn't know what I had planned next. Because here's the thing. They had no idea how deep this was going to cut. They thought I'd just let it go, like always. They thought they could cancel me out of their lives, and I'd just accept it. But I wasn't just going to let this slide. I had one more move left to play. The next morning, I woke up to find that my mom had taken down her post. But I had already saved it. I screenshotted that entire status, along with the comments from everyone telling me I needed to fix things. Then I sent the screenshot to all of my mom's friends. Everyone who had commented about how perfect our family was. Everyone who had seen her post and believed her story. I didn't just stop there though. I posted the screenshots on my own page, tagging her. I made sure everyone knew exactly what kind of family I was dealing with. The next time my mom tried to call me, I didn't pick up. Instead, I left a message. "Your attempt to make me the villain isn't going to work. Let's see how long your perfect family lasts now that everyone knows the truth." The hours after I posted that screenshot felt like an eternity. I was watching my phone like a hawk, waiting for any kind of response. And sure enough, it came. My mom texted me again. But this time it was different. The message was cold, almost businesslike. "I don't know what you think you're accomplishing by dragging our private family matters into public, but you've crossed a line. Don't expect to be part of any family events moving forward. You've made your choice." I felt a chill run down my spine. She was really doing this. She was cutting me off. Just like that. But instead of feeling crushed, I felt empowered. I had exposed the truth, and now they were scrambling to keep their perfect image intact. I didn't respond to her text right away. I just let it sit there lingering. I had more important things to do. The following day, I woke up to dozens of messages from people I hadn't heard from in years, family, friends, extended family, people who had been kept in the dark about what was really going on in our family. Some of the messages were supportive. "I had no idea they treated you like that. I'm so sorry. You deserve so much better." Others were more judgmental, telling me I was making a mistake by airing family drama. "You've gone too far. This is family business, not something to post online." But none of that mattered to me anymore. The floodgates had opened and I wasn't going to close them. For the first time in ages, I felt like I had control over my life. It wasn't about winning their approval anymore. It was about standing up for myself. Then came a call from my aunt, the one who had innocently posted all those photos. I wasn't sure if I should answer, but I did anyway, curious to hear what she had to say. "I don't know what you're doing, but your mom is really upset. She's telling everyone that you've ruined Christmas and made the family look bad. Honestly, I thought we could work this out in private," Aunt Carol said. I bit my lip, trying to keep my cool. She had no idea what had been happening behind closed doors, but she did play a part in it, so I wasn't about to sugarcoat things. I responded, "Maybe you should have thought about that before you posted the photos online. You've made it pretty clear what kind of family I'm dealing with. If you're so worried about how this makes us look, maybe you should have told my mom to stop treating me like I don't matter." There was a long pause on the other end. I could hear the gears turning in her head as she processed my words. "I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just wanted everyone to be happy," Aunt Carol said. "You didn't mean for it to happen, but you didn't think about the consequences either. And now I'm left dealing with all of this alone, I replied. Aunt Carol sighed, her voice tinged with guilt. Maybe we all made mistakes, but the way you've handled this is just not fair to your mom. She's heartbroken. I had to laugh bitterly. I wasn't the one breaking hearts here, but I knew I had to be careful. This wasn't just about getting them to apologize. It was about proving I didn't need them anymore. I replied, if she's heartbroken, it's because she's realizing that I'm not just going to let her walk all over me anymore. Tell her to stop pretending to be the victim. I hung up before she could say anything else. The satisfaction of hanging up felt good. It felt right. And I knew there was one more step I had to take. That night, I went back to the post I'd made on Facebook. I'd already been getting messages, but I wanted to stir the pot a little more. I wanted to make sure they couldn't just sweep this under the rug. I edited the post. I added a little something extra to all the people telling me that family drama shouldn't be posted online. You're absolutely right. But when my family treats me like I'm invisible, and then tries to cover it up with perfect holiday photos, that's the kind of thing the world should see. I'm tired of being the one who gets stepped on, so here's the truth. And just like that, I pressed send. This time I knew there was no going back. I leaned back in my chair, feeling a sense of relief wash over me. I had exposed the truth. They couldn't take it back, and even if they tried to make me the bad guy, I knew the world would see it for what it was. Within minutes, the messages started coming in. You've made your choice. Don't come crawling back when you realize you've lost your family, Mom texted. I don't know why you're doing this, but you need to stop before you ruin everything, Rachel texted. But I wasn't backing down. I had already made my peace. They weren't going to control me anymore. For the first time in my life, I felt free. The weight of years of emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, and being the family scapegoat had been lifted. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist? Fine. I would make sure they remembered me for exactly who I was. The one who refused to be treated like garbage. I put my phone on silent and sat down with a cup of coffee, staring out the window. It was snowing lightly, the street lights casting a warm glow on the quiet neighborhood. Somewhere, other families were enjoying their Christmas leftovers, laughing, exchanging gifts, creating real memories with people who actually cared about each other. I had spent years wishing for that kind of family, but now I realized I didn't need them. That night, I decided to take things a step further. I gathered every text, every message, every passive-aggressive guilt trip my family had ever sent me and compiled them into one final post. Except this time, it wasn't for Facebook. I sent it directly to every extended family member, every family friend, every mutual connection my mom had cultivated over the years to maintain her perfect image. No caption, no explanation, just the raw, ugly truth. I knew exactly what would happen next. My mom would scramble to do damage control. She would spin the story to make herself the victim. How I had lashed out, how I had ruined Christmas, how I had driven a wedge between us. But it didn't matter. The people who mattered would see through it, and the ones who didn't, I didn't need them anyway. The next morning, my phone was flooded with responses. Some were shocked, some apologized for not realizing how bad it had been, some defended my mom, saying she was just trying her best. But the best message came from an unexpected source, my cousin Emily. Emily and I had never been particularly close. She had always been the golden child, the one who got everything handed to her. But her message was short and to the point. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve this. If you ever need family, you've got me. That was it. That was all I needed to see. I replied with a simple, thank you. And then I blocked my mother. I blocked my sister. I blocked every single person who had chosen to side with them. And just like that, I was free. The silence was deafening at first. But then I realized it wasn't silence, it was peace. I made myself breakfast, played some music, and started looking up flights. I had always wanted to take a solo trip somewhere new, somewhere exciting. Maybe Europe, maybe South America. It didn't matter. For the first time in my life, I was making choices for me. And I wasn't looking back. Update. Hey everyone. I thought I'd drop a quick update since it's been a year. Long story short, I've never been happier. Cutting them off was the best decision I've ever made. I spent the past year traveling, meeting new people, and actually enjoying life without the constant stress of family drama hanging over me. I found a great job, moved to a new place, and even made real friends, ones who actually care about me. As for my family, well, karma has been working overtime. Turns out, without me around as their scapegoat, they started turning on each other. My sister and mom had a massive falling out. No surprise there. And from what I've heard through the grapevine, a lot of extended family members don't trust them anymore after seeing the receipts I posted last year. Mom tried to play the victim, but people weren't buying it. They reached out a few times, empty apologies, guilt-tripping, the usual, but I never responded. They made their choice. This Christmas, I'm spending it with people who actually want me around, and for the first time it really is the best Christmas ever. No regrets. So what do you think? Can you relate to feeling left out? Or have you ever had a situation where family drama just seemed to spiral out of control? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this family can come back from this? Or is the damage done? If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. There's always more drama, more stories, and more lessons to be learned here. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good story that you can truly connect with like this? So go ahead, hit subscribe, you won't regret it. We've got plenty more stories like this coming your way.